Yo,
Hey, sorry, sorry it took a little extra time. I
nah, that's fine.
Don't worry, don't worry.
So, how you feeling?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Sick. So, I'm Bevel. I started like the server and shit. Then you got Icy. He's also recording just in case my OBS fucks up somehow.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. And then Mongo, you've talked to him, I'm pretty sure. And he also owns Static. We have like 6 owners. It's pretty cool. Do you want to just
Mhm.
quickly introduce yourself for the people that don't know you?
Yeah, sure. My name is wishlane. I make music as well. Wishlane. I'm 21. I live in New York, and I've been making music for about 13, 14 years.
13, 14 years is a long ass time. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. My dad was in a band when I was younger, so I just kind of like watched them practice, and I thought, hey, I want to do that and like make dubstep, and then I stopped making dubstep, and now I make pop music.
Did you start out making music like that was sort of like band-esque?
Band-esque? Honestly, not really. I like started like fucking around in GarageBand, and then I got the trial of FL Studio, and I was on that until like 2020.
So, what got you into music originally, and how would you say have you evolved like over the years?
What got me to music originally was watching my dad's band practice, and just like part of it was also that I grew up with a stutter, so I could never really properly express myself with words easily. So I would try to express myself with sounds. I listened to a lot of Monster Cat and stuff like that. I got into like the EDM YouTube channel rabbit hole, and that inspired me to start making EDM stuff. So that was what really like piqued my interest in producing.
Dope, dope. A lot of people know you for your work in Webcage, but how has working with them like affected your solo music? Like, did it kind of change your workflow in any way?
Yeah. So Webcage has like 25 people in it, right?
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of places for me to learn from the other people in it. And a lot of the production choices I make now are a lot more reminiscent of the production choices that like other members of Webcage will like that I saw like other people in that group do. Like up until like around like Catch 22, I wasn't like using any like amp on my guitars, and then I don't remember who it was, but somebody showed me like the neural DSP archetypes, and and my world got a lot bigger.
What was it like? Because you've dropped the spectral drum kit. What was it like making your own drum kit? And what do you think is the importance of sound design in your music?
I would say sound design is very, very important because I've been making most of my drums the whole time. It just never really occurred to me that like, hey, other people might want these. I think sound design is very important because I'm very particular about how I want my songs to sound. That's a both sound design and structuring thing. And so like I'll spend like hours on end like just like tweaking like a single like synth line or like a synthesizing a snare because I would rather do that and get the exact snare that I want than just like go to Splice and get like a Splice snare and have it sound like 90% of what I want. I'm
Yeah.
very stubborn in my production.
Would you say like I mean, do you even like ever make music using just samples that other people make, or is it just always sound design?
Oh, sound design. The importance of sound design. For me specifically, I find it very important. I think the level of importance that it has in an artist's music depends on like the style of music that they're making because it's important regardless, but the more time that a genre requires you to spend in a DAW, the more particular it gets. For
Yeah.
example, there's a lot more leeway if you're making like folk music than there is if you're making like drum and bass.
So you've released
Mhm.
an entire album, Catch 22, in
Yeah.
2022, which I've loved,
hmm
by the way. And then the following year, you've released a good few songs.
hmm
Now, in 2024, are you gonna sort of follow up on that, or do you think you will kind of slow down on releasing music?
I have another album in the works. I don't want to say too much about it because I'm honestly not sure of too much about it, but I do have another one and it's a lot weirder.
Like more experimental?
Yeah. Basically like I don't know, I've been deriving inspiration from a lot more places since I made Catch 22 and it's just like kind of just a thing of having a lot more things to draw inspiration from because like I've started listening to a lot more just like rock, like straight up rock music and like more artists that aren't in the scene, quote unquote.
So I heard you're saying a little bit about weird sounds, and I kind of wanted to ask, like,
hmm
could you explain more about that when you say like weird sounds?
Yeah, just like I guess a lot more, just like generally, just like unorthodox sound choices, and like a lot more unorthodox production choices, and just making. I guess I don't I don't really know how in depth I have the vocabulary to go with it, but just like I think yeah, just like weirder on a general basis. Like not to not to spoil anything or take the wind out of anyone's sails, but there's a song on this album that has like 41 time signature changes on it.
What the fuck?
And that was completely by accident. And I don't know. It's one of my favorites off the album. So I think it worked out.
Did you say
Hmm?
you made 41 time signature changes on accident?
That's insane.
Or the amount was on accident. The fact that I wanted them to change was on purpose.
That's fucking crazy, though.
You also said that you want that is your favorite, or probably your favorite. Do you also think that's gonna be your listeners'
The best
favorites too?
received. I hope so.
With like making more experimental music, do you feel like, are you sort of worried that it's gonna be less kind of understood or accepted within the scene?
It's a small worry, I guess, but 2023 was very much the year that I learned to make music, not entirely discounting the audience, but like putting more of an emphasis on what I want it to sound like, as opposed to what I think like the widest possible listener base would want it to sound like. And I don't want that to come across as like alienating people because that's not what I'm trying to do. I want to make music that feels entirely like what I want. And if I want to make weird shit, I'm gonna make weird shit.
That's extremely valid. I love artists that like have they sort of start out making like I would say like standard music, but then if you go
Yeah,
along their discography, it just gets weirder and weirder, and they develop their own
yeah,
sound completely. It's like a really cool thing to see.
yeah. Like look at Punk 2 to Hypochondriac, like the two Breakins albums. Like they're both fantastic albums, but like Hypochondriac just sounds a lot more like intricate, I guess, or a
Yeah,
lot more
yeah, yeah.
technical.
Definitely. Now, Breaking has like one of the most unique sound like in the entire
Oh yeah,
scene.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Would you ever work with Breaking?
I mean, if I had the chance to, hell yeah.
Okay, going back to Catch 22. It's been out for like over a year now. It came out in June somewhere 2022 if I remember correctly.
November 2022.
Oh, November.
But
Fucked up.
But yeah, no, yeah, it's no problem. I mean, the singles were getting rolled out since June, so it's no worries.
How is your perception of it like changed? Do you still think it holds up today? And do you wish you changed anything about it? Or how do you feel about it now?
I wish I mixed it differently, but like as an album compositionally, I'm still very proud of it. I think I just wish I knew more about mixing and mastering and stuff when I was making it. But compositionally, I'm still extremely proud of it, like writing wise.
So you've been in the scene for like, I was gonna say hyperpop scene, but I think internet
Eh.
based like music scene. You know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
You've been in it for
Yeah.
like a while, since it kind of started growing in like 2020,
Mhm.
2021, you know.
Yeah.
What was it like for you, like seeing that type of music progress over time?
It was really fun watching. It was fun to like I guess like be on the outside looking in but also be in it. It was really cool watching people like learn more and being able to like hear it as time went on. It was really awesome to just like watch I guess like other people's natural progression who were making a similar kind of music to me. It was like really it was really cool to like watch like see where people went from this one starting point. It's like you know those Andrew Huang videos where four producers flip the same sample?
Yeah, yeah.
It was like one of those, but for an entire scene. And instead of samples, it's like styles of music. I hate using the word genre just because I think it boxes people in. It was like, hey, we're at this one starting point. We're all at this one collective like place. Where is everyone going to go from here? And I think watching and seeing where people go from that is one of the most enthusing things about music.
I think for this specific type of music, it's had like one of the most interesting like evolutions. I feel like because in
Hmm.
the span of like pretty much 4 or 5 years, you've gone from like
Hmm.
high pitched, fucking distorted, whatever was going on back then, to
Hmm.
now. You know, there's some people making shoegaze like Jane Remover. There's some people making like
Hmm.
really intricate glitch things like Breakins and you. Sometimes this is a fun. Why do you hate ketchup?
Oh God. Okay. So I hate ketchup because I think there's no real like expansive answer. I just think it sucks. Yeah, I think it tastes bad. I think the texture's awful. I just like it's like sweet, salty tomato goop, and I think it's one of the most unappetizing things you can possibly put on, say, like a sandwich.
Yeah.
I find it extremely funny that it's become like a core part of my persona.
Bro, I ate ketchup on a sandwich yesterday and it was like really good.
Okay, well, if you like it, then that's your swag, but like not me.
Well, what is like your condiment of choice?
Um, Honestly, really anything other than ketchup.
Something like mayonnaise.
I don't mind it if it's on the right thing.
Valid. That's the same with ketchup though. Like I wouldn't put ketchup on chocolate or something, but on a
Yeah,
sandwich, bro.
I've
No,
even on a
ketchup doesn't
sandwich,
make
I've never had ketchup in a context that I enjoy it.
Have you ever tried it with fries?
I have hated it.
What? Nah, that's
Nah, you get some. I fuck with like Dijon mustard,
Yeah, no.
like dunking fries and that. That might be strange, but like I don't know. It's what I prefer.
if you had
Okay,
infinite funds to organize your own festival, who would be the three headliners?
need to think about this really quick because I know exactly which acts I would want like as like a collective thing, but I don't know who I would want headlining specifically. All right. Do they specifically have to be musicians, or do they have to be people who like don't, or can they be people who don't make music?
What you want like a comedian?
No,
Listen,
I want people to play music, but I think it'd be really funny if you got people that didn't make it to play music.
Oh, just the guy who knows nothing about music just goes on stage and plays guitar, just judges his
Yeah,
strings.
if I'm allowed to do non-musicians playing music that they don't know anything about,
Yeah.
my I think my three headliners would be Rainbolt, Sam from Half is Interesting, and the guy that threw a shoe at George Bush.
Do you even know who that guy is?
Who, the guy who threw a shoe at George Bush?
Yeah, I've only seen the video of the shoe
No,
getting thrown.
no, I have no idea. He might be a musician, but like odds are he's not.
Bro, it could be any one of us.
In the scope of like only musicians though, I think I would go underscores definitely. Novo Amor. Honestly, I think like Radiohead.
radio.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
like a lot of my inspiration comes from Radiohead.
That's the whole interview, bro. Do you have anything you want to
Okay, hell yeah.
say? Do like anything you want to shout out or talk about, whatever?
Like what to shout out?
Static?
Yeah, shout out Static, but also shout out condiments that aren't ketchup. Yeah, we fuck with mustard. We
Fuck
fuck
yeah.
with mayonnaise. We fuck with relish sometimes.
How you gonna like relish and not ketchup? It's like the same thing. Well, like
It's so
sour.
not. I also don't like tomatoes in general. So like,
What? That's like the best vegetable.
or like, or like not the big ones, but
Cucumbers got it.
I don't know. It makes sense when it's pickles because pickles are supposed to be tangy.
You know what? Yeah, that's fair enough.
You're
Yeah, like
one
I don't.
interesting individual.
Yep. I'm gonna make my exit. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, bro. It's
Of
a
course.
pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah. See y'all around.
See ya.